We had a major issue on the production line earlier this week, so the entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your workstation for the details.
Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and yet another episode of my Fun 2018 career mode. And today we are here for a random break for the French Grand Prix at the brand new Paul Ricard circuit, and I'm absolutely looking forward to this one, guys. But first of all, if you guys did miss the last episode yesterday, then do check it out for the Canadian Grand Prix by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. And overall, a very interesting race and a very promising one, and one that we carried the momentum into this one quite nicely. But first of all, disclaimer, I'm going to cut down to one career mode video a day for two reasons. First of all, I need to get ahead on videos, and I'm going to Spa this weekend for the Rule Off Grand Prix, so I want to make sure I've got videos for all of that, and making 2 videos a day is a bit too much for me at the moment. Secondly, I'm losing my voice from all the videos I've been putting out, so I'm sort of making it so I can keep my voice a bit for this weekend and I don't absolutely knock myself out. But with that aside, let's jump into it here for Friday practice at Paul Ricard, and let's see how this brand new circuit looks, because personally I love it, and I think you guys are going to absolutely love it also. But let's get into practice and see how things go here at Paul Ricard.
Welcome to the circuit Paul Ricard here in the south of France, where we're about to get underway for free practice. A warm welcome once again to the man standing beside me in the commentary box for this session, Anthony Davidson. Hello, Ant. Excited to get underway?
Yeah, absolutely. I always look forward to seeing the cars get out there on track. And they probably won't be on the limit immediately, of course. We know that 1 or 2 of the teams are looking to do some work on new aerodynamic packages, so that always takes some time to get into. But it'll be really interesting to see later on in the session what kind of performance gains are there to be found.
So as you can see, the practice session is underway, and basically I'm going to run on board for one of the laps I did in the race strategy, the last lap of the race strategy to complete the program. And all in all, I've got to say, I really like this track. Small disclaimer, I did actually not cheat, but I did lots of time trial laps before this one because I wanted to be up to speed for this episode. So I got in a Mercedes and I started powering around this circuit. And to be fair, I got within a couple of tenths of some of the best esports racers, so not too bad. I don't know how serious that lap time was, but I was quite happy with my lap, and I felt pretty confident going into this race weekend, and I felt like I could really push the car and its limits.
Pierre's currently in P9.
And of course, coming with that, after the last race in Canada, Monaco before that, Spain before that, we're in a really good run of form at the moment, and this Toro Rosso is really coming into a sweet spot, which I absolutely love. And it's given me a lot of confidence that we want to push this weekend and attack the racetrack, which is always a good thing and exactly what you're looking for in your car when it comes to really pushing and getting the maximum out of the car. And as you can see, after the practice programs, we managed to score a pretty good amount of points. Actually, I was quite happy, and the car felt absolutely sublime. So I had a lot of confidence going into Saturday qualifying, which, by the way, is for the first time ever in this career mode we're going to have some rain. There is rain expected for qualifying midway through Q1, and also then rain throughout Q2, and potentially dry for Q3 if we even get to Q3. You never know. But it's happened before. Hopefully it might happen again. But either way, we are in Q1, and I went out straight away at the start of the session on the ultra soft compound tyres because the rain was coming straight away. So as you can see, there's already some droplets on screen, so no one's set a competitive lap time yet, so we're literally the first ones out, and we're going to try and set a good lap. There are some people ahead of me though. As you can see, Charles Leclerc does go fastest, and it's basically a battle of trying to keep the car on the track while still being quick and trying to get a lap that's good enough for the top 15. And it was a really big challenge. We're going to run a ball for the whole lap, because you'll see I was actually quite happy. It was a pretty decent lap to say, given the conditions. The lap was pretty good and the car felt great. Towards the end of the lap, it does fall apart a bit because the rain does start to really pick up in intensity and there are a few mistakes, but we managed to get a lap in, and critically it was actually quite early. A lot of the big boys hadn't gone out yet, so there was a real genuine opportunity here to get a good result, and even maybe there might be a few upsets, you never know. There's not that many cars on track, as you can see on the mini-map, so right now, as you can see, we are quite a bit down on Carlos Sainz, who's the fastest man. He went out pretty damn early and got a pretty good benchmark on the board nice and early. We're just trying to nurse the car now. The final sector here is when it really starts to just get away from me a bit. The back end just getting out of the corner there on the exit, and it's all about just feathering the car around these corners and making sure that it keeps to the black stuff, because one mistake here, you go off the track and you're not going to get a second chance to make that wrong right on your second attempt, because it's going to be too wet. So it was important to bring this lap home and make the most of the fact that we had dry conditions at the start of the lap. And as you can see, up to the line we do cross, and we do finish P7, so not too bad. A pretty good session actually, and Gazzy got P5, so we both go through into Q2, which was, by the way, absolutely chucking it down. However, admittedly, by myself, I got it all wrong.
P12, that puts you into P12.
Unfortunately, the rain stopped at the wrong time.
We should see a transition to light rain in around 10 minutes time.
And basically, when I went out, it was fine. It was full wet tyre conditions. But basically, right towards the crunch point, when I was hitting my sweet spot after a couple of laps, it just started to dry out. And to be fair, it wasn't expected. It was meant to be full wets for the rest of the session. So right at the end, it just really dried up. And you can see on the top left, some people have already gone for the intermediates. And that's when I knew I'd potentially messed up. But you know what? I kept my head down, and I wanted to put in a competitive lap time and try my best to see if I can get anything out of this session. So we're going to see, as you see in the top right corner, already getting the lap time down from the Delta from our first attempt, really going for it this lap and absolutely wrestling the car around the Paul Ricard circuit, which, like I mentioned, first wet qualifying and my first wet experience on this game, full stop. I had no wet practice sessions, no wet qualifying sessions, no rain in the race. So for me, this is all uncharted territory of this new Toro Rosso car. So it was interesting to get a bit of a runabout and really understand how the car copes in these conditions and how the wet weather is in this brand new F1 2018 game, which is also an absolute unknown to me, like I mentioned. And so far, the lap was pretty good. You can see in the Delta, we're up quite comfortably on a lap time, and it's looking pretty good. However, about now the halfway point of the lap is when you're going to start to notice the track is just drying up a bit. The rain has cooled off in intensity, and you're going to start seeing me make, not mistakes, but the amount of time it takes to get around a corner is drastically increased, and the car is so much more slower through the corners. Through here, this swooping right, I'm just understeering for so long, really trying to get that nose in there, and then trying to get the power down. The back end slips away a little bit, as you can see, and then again through this off-cambered left, trying to get the car turned in, but it's just taking so long, and it's so slow to really get the car, and a little bit more oversteer on the exit yet again, just reminding me that the track is really not in the best place. You can actually see the sun trying to break through in the background there, and it's getting a lot lighter, really wide again through the penultimate corner, missing my apex for the final corner, and it ultimately really fell apart in the final part of the lap. But ultimately, I can say it wouldn't have made any difference because we finished rock bottom last. But P8 at the time, it was a good enough lap for Q3, but
that's P8, you're up to P8.
The AI would inevitably improve, especially those on the intermediates, and we would finish in P15. And to be fair, it was nowhere close, not even in the full wet tyres. So ultimately, no real pace in the wet, and I definitely need a little bit more time in these conditions to improve. But overall, P15, hopefully we can have a good race from here tomorrow and try our best to fight our way back through the field. So with that being said, it's time for the French Grand Prix.
Welcome to Le Castellet as we return from across the Atlantic for the 2018 French Grand Prix. The last time Formula One cars raced at the circuit Paul Ricard, Alain Prost took Ferrari's 100th Grand Prix victory and the 42nd of his own illustrious career. That was 28 years ago, when half of the drivers on the grid today had yet to be born. And how, I wonder, will that legacy continue in the modern era? 6 lefts and 9 rights give us a total of 15 corners here at the circuit Paul Ricard, and a lap covers an overall distance of 3.6 miles. Average speeds will be somewhere in the region of 142 miles per hour, and they'll be maxing out on the Mistral Straight at around 205 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me again for the race today. Let's talk briefly about Sergio Perez. As ever, the threat of unreliability is never far away, and indeed they'll be starting out of position today due to a power unit component change. So it's going to be a difficult task to move forward from there.
But on the bright side, at least those fresh components can help them maintain the power they need to come through the pack. I expect to see them take a more aggressive approach today to make up for the compromised start.
Right guys, here we are on the grid for round number 8 for the French Grand Prix. P14 on the grid, we got promoted by a position as someone got a penalty, and it's going to be an interesting race. I think every race is interesting in its own way, but this one's especially intriguing because of the fact it's a new circuit. We've never had a race in this game before, and I've never actually raced with AI around this circuit, so it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a real challenge, I think, in a way, because I'm not really sure what to expect when it comes to the AI, how their lines are, will they be aggressive, can they defend or not, all this sort of stuff, and also strategies. The weather seems to be okay. We're not going to have no rain in the race, it seems. Strategy-wise, we're going for the one-stopper. We are starting on the slowest compound, which is the soft compound tyre. Whenever I've tried, this hasn't really worked well for me this season. I've always had to go for the intermediate compound because I don't get enough grip from the slowest one. But this is what the game's recommended me straight away. So I'm going to put my trust in the game, and fingers crossed it works out. It's about 10 seconds quicker than the two-stop. So we will see what happens. Fuel-wise, we are heavier by over a lap. The game wanted me to do like 25 laps of fuel, which was extremely light. So obviously fuel must not be an issue around here. But hopefully we can have a good race. My main thing is that we have good pace in this soft compound tyre, we will have a very good race, but the pace has to be good in this tyre. So with that being said, let's jump into it for round 8 and let's see where we finish. Realistically, we have to finish in the points. That's the target. Beating Gasly is going to be a challenge because he starts from P7. So realistically, we just got to try and aim for points this race and take it one step at a time. But with that being said, it's now time for round number 8 for the French Grand Prix. Right then, let's get the engine turned up and let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Secret Paul Ricard. Lights out. Away we go. It's a poor start, quite a bit of wheel spin actually, running the higher engine modes, and we're going to be on the back foot. We're racing on down to turn 1. Oh my god, that was so close. I locked up quite heavily there. Being careful at the moment. The AI is sort of a bit erratic and all over the place. We have to pick our battles wisely. Keeping it in the high engine mode because, you know, there's opportunities to overtake. Up the inside of Sergio Perez here. Not much grip on these tyres at the moment, but we're making it work. Up the inside of the Renault. There we go. Very nice move. I kept a nice tight line through that swooping left to really get the run. Now we're on the back straight though. We're going to be on the back foot here, so more ERS deployment is going to be needed to really try and, you know, give ourselves half a chance of staying ahead. So far though, it's a good recovery. P14, I've got cast to my left, cast to my right. Got to be careful. I'm going to go very deep on purpose, and we hold our line beautifully there. Going to keep it in the high ERS and rich mix mode to try and stay ahead of these guys. I'm going to pick up the inside line, force Hulkenberg to the left because you want to have the inside line for this corner. And there we go. Alright, that was pretty well executed. Keeping on the inside line again. And that is a very good start. We're going to have a few slow cars up in the top 10, like the Sauber, for example, or Charles Leclerc, who I believe qualified very high up. So he's going to start dropping down and holding people up, so we're going to have opportunities here and also a lot of time to hold on. I can see Gasly there, I think he's in P4, P3, dare I say it. He's had a fantastic start. Hulkenberg, give me a nudge there. He's on the inside. We're going to really squeeze him out on the exit here. So far this tyre's working okay. I can definitely I've got some okay confidence. I feel like I can make this tyre work, so this is good news. It's definitely better than I expected. Gasly is indeed P4, so that is incredible. What a start from him as he started P7. We've got a yellow flag in front as we get a warning for track extending. They're a little bit too wide out of turn 1. Tyres not fully up to temperature yet. But that yellow flag's gone now. Someone had a problem, but it seems like it's now gone. Either way, we seem to have also pushed Hulkenberg back a bit, so it's time to just get a head down and focus on chasing after Carlos Sainz here. Here we can see a Williams and a Sauber leading this train, and that is actually points. So if we play our cards right, we can be already inside the top 10 here. But we are just sort of holding on to Sainz. The pace at the moment is, it's 50-50. It could be better, but we are on these soft tyres, so it is what it is at the moment. Right then, through the left, we are going to get the run on Sainz and go up the inside. He gives me a good old squeeze, but we get the move done. Very opportunistic. That's the thing, the AI are so focused on the car in front, and they're sort of being held up by the Saubers that all their momentum is lost. So that was a good opportunity, and that's a good passing place for me. I think this is that's going to be a very good passing opportunity this entire race. But right now, you can see running maximum engine power to try and make these moves. Leclerc's just got past Sirotkin. We're now going to close up the gap to Verstappen and Van Dorn here. No DRS on this back straight, so we're literally just pulling raw slipstream. I'm very good for ERS around this circuit. We can save a lot, which is good news. So ERS is not going to be a problem. We should be able to manage that quite easily. But you can see here through this section is where the AI are so slow. The Williams and Sauber, who Sirotkin, by the way, I just realised has re-overtaken Leclerc, so their battle is not ending anytime soon. I wonder if we can have a go at Verstappen here into the final corner. Yes, we do, up the inside. Verstappen squeezes me onto the apex, but we get the move done. Leclerc, Van Dorn, side by side here. I'm going to try and set myself up for the switchback. There we go, there it is. Van Dorn getting squeezed out by Leclerc onto the curb. And we just take the opportunity and make the pass. So far this has been a very good race, very tactical overtaking. I do feel like I've got good race pace as well. This is one of them races where I feel like, regardless of the tyre that I'm on, I'm going to have a good race. At the moment, I'm coming under attack from people behind. Those extra bits of slipstream really helping those guys out. If we can get past Sirotkin and Leclerc and start to pull away, we've got a very good chance of getting points this race. It's critical that we get these 2 moves done, because then we will be looking good this race.
Engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Here we go, through the swooping right. Picking up the exit speed. I'm not going to go for any moves just yet. I'm going to be patient. I'll make the move when I need to. The final corner yet again could be a possibility. So this is where I'm actually worst on the track. It's my weakest point, but for some reason in race trim I'm actually pretty quick. But you can see the AI there, they just get a much better line, and I can't match that. Either way, lap number 5 now. We're okay for straight line speed as well, which is quite a surprise. We're okay if we use the engine correctly, you know, and intelligently, then we're doing okay for ourselves. But you can see now Leclerc is actually quite a bit quicker than Sirotkin, it seems. He's really putting the pressure on. I'm now going to line up a couple of moves, hopefully. Sirotkin's going to be the sitting duck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to not go for any overtakes. I'm going to wait, sit back, and I'm going to try and get them both on this back straight. That's the plan. But I have to get a good run through here, which is not too bad, but we are struggling for traction a little bit compared to that super soft compound tyre. But here we go. We now open up with DRS. We're going to have a lovely tow, double tow from Leclerc and Sirotkin. I don't think it's going to be enough for an overtake though. Oh my god, I had to just turn out of that one a little bit because I was going to hit the back of Leclerc. Good chicane though. We're going to be right on the back of him, running full beans yet again here. We are gaining on him. We pull to the inside. There we go, up the inside, through the kink. And up next, Sergei Sirotkin. Sirotkin one's a little bit wide. That's going to put him on the back foot slightly. Setting the car up. There we go. Let's get the engine turned up here.
Okay, we're reaching a danger point with the wear on the MGU-H. Overheating the engine will exacerbate the issue, so keep the temps under control.
Right at the outside of turn 1, is that possible? Yes it is, it's a fantastic move. Also Sainz was being cheeky there, he managed to get past Leclerc when I got past. So he's sort of following me through at the moment, but we're now in clean air, up into P9 into the points. It's been a very good start to the race so far. Now's my chance before Sirotkin gets overtaken by the Renaults. I need to pull away, so let's go ahead down on focus here. These laps are critical. Alright, Hamilton comes in, that's a very early stop. Sainz has now got past Sirotkin, so he's behind me.
We're happy with the current tyre condition. They should last a while yet, so don't worry about them.
Sainz has DRS, so he's going to start putting the pressure on here, but I think we'll be okay to defend. I think I'm good enough through the corners to be able to keep my distance from him. I do forget how powerful that back straight is for DRS. Sainz was miles back, and he still got extremely close to me and got a run on me, so we're going to have to be aware of that. Oh, okay, he goes up the inside. It's a cheeky move from Carlos Sainz. I did not expect that whatsoever. I want to try and switch back underneath. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautifully done. Textbook maneuver there. There's my current tyre where you can see it for yourselves. Not too bad. I would have liked to have been a little bit lower, but we've had to go to war here in this race and make the move. So that's obviously affecting my tyre a little bit, which is not ideal, but we'll make it work. I'm still doing personal best, which is good news. So the car and the pace is still there. And we're currently P8. Alonso's not that far ahead of me, and I can see he's right behind Pierre Gasly, I think. So that's my teammate. We're looking good at the moment. Also, you have to bear in mind, it's important that we have this position, because unlike other races where the outside top 10 get a free choice of tyre, in this race, everyone got a free choice, even the top 10, because of the wet qualifying. So we're not going to have that tyre advantage. So it was important to make those moves count, because in terms of race strategy, we're all going to pretty much be on the same thing here today. Right, Gasly's the next car. Alonso has now overtaken him. Another personal best from us though, 36.0, and Gasly is on the same tyres as me, so I'm guessing he's going to be on the same strategy. So if we want to finish ahead of my teammate this race, then we're going to have to pass him on track. That's the challenge. So let's get our head down and let's try and make that happen. My MGU-H is starting to reach a bit of a danger point. It could actually be a concern this race. 67% wear. It's pretty damn high. Right, we've got Max Verstappen for company here. He's on the 2 stop, so I'm not going to battle him too much. Realistically, my battle is with Gasly and Carlos Sainz. So also he's got a hell of a lot more grip on that fresh red colour tyre, so I'm just going to try and follow him. If I can nab some DRS, that'd be fantastic. And Verstappen comes in. He's not the only one. We've got a Force India in as well, and also a Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be
Here
on
comes
the
the Ferrari of Sebastian Vettel. We're going to have to pass him. That was critical, just to not lose much time as we cut that corner. Ideally, Vettel really put me offline quite a bit there. He's going to look for the move, but I'm going to defend my position here for now. Hopefully he can pass me in the back straight. I was just starting to shake off, and I think I have shaken off Carlos Sainz. I don't think he's in my DRS anymore, so we need to make this move as efficient as possible and not lose that much time. So, Sebastian, mate, the inside line
has come in. They're now on the soft tyre, softs on the car behind.
Yep, inside lines with yours, Sebastian. There you go. I'll just follow him. Hulkenberg is behind us, so Sainz must have come in. So interesting. It's important now these laps that we keep the pace up and Sainz doesn't undercut me. So rich mix is going to be needed, I think. So let's crank it up.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
More cars in the pit lane. One of them is the Red Bull of Daniel Ricciardo, who's joined just ahead of Sebastian Vettel.
The gap behind us is 3.8 seconds.
Tyres are holding on. I reckon I've got one more lap left in these, so we'll come in lap 15, I think. Oh, pretty damn good lap actually. Just shy of a personal best.
Push hard on the in-lap.
Yep, I'm going to push hard, Jeff. Don't worry about that. Right, this has been a very good first stint. I've got to say, I've been very impressed with the soft compound tyre. Phenomenal race tyre, but now we are going to come in here for our first and only stop of the race. Let's get the ERS and fuel mixture turned down to save as much energy and fuel as possible. Gasly hasn't come in, so this is our chance now to undercut our teammates. So let's get it all slowed down.
They look okay
Beautiful.
for now, but we can see the wear. If you can't feel it already, then you'll certainly start too soon. Just
don't worry, Jeff. I've got it all under control. I'm coming in already. So, like I said, pit entry was absolutely perfect. We didn't lose any time at all. Got it absolutely nailed. Now we're going to have to get ready for this very long pit lane, and hopefully we can try and undercut Pierre. That's the aim. Whether it happens or not, I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. But here we go, pit limiter any second.
Up to speed now. Let's
right,
get some heat.
Hulkenberg and Sainz have passed us for position, so they are pretty much the targets to beat this race. We want to finish ahead of both of the Renaults, both of the home favourites. We do have the benefit of the tyres, so no need to panic. I just want to make sure I have a good outlap and we can try and undercut Pierre. So let's get our head down. Realistically, undercut wasn't going to happen. However, we are a hell of a lot closer, especially to Alonso, who's right in front of Hulkenberg. We can get both of these guys, I reckon, if we play our cards right. Purple sector 1, we are flying around the circuit here. ERS deploy, maximum hot lap mode. Hulkenberg does have DRS on Alonso.
Okay, car behind is now running the super soft tyre. That's the super soft on the car behind.
Hulkenberg goes for the move on Fernando here. We're going to watch this from a distance unfold. Get close here. Good exit. Maximum ERS. Hulkenberg picking up the slipstream on Alonso yet again. That's another purple sector from us. Alonso's going to be on the back foot. We're going to have to get out of the throttle actually. Down the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but we've made it work. We've got past Fernando. Big move. Up next, Hulkenberg. Look at that, 34.1. Not fast up of the Grand Prix, but it couldn't have been far off. If we hadn't had any battles, that might have been the fastest up of the race from us in a Toro Rosso. So we're going well here, and I'm looking rapid. I'm getting the pressure really put on Nico Hulkenberg. I'm pushing the limits of the track limits as well. So it's all going on here. Hulkenberg is a little bit slow into there. I'm going to sit behind him because I want to pass him comfortably on the back straight and also pick up the DRS to maximise the straight line speed. Hulkenberg gets a nice bit of traction, to be fair, on them fresh softs. However, you can see already he's a sitting duck. We're already gaining. This straight is massive, and look at the speed difference here. We're going to breeze past him like he's not even there, and we're up into P9, a little bit wide into the chicane. You've got to be careful. Straighten up the car on the power nice and early. A little bit of hot lap ERS just to really make sure we stay ahead of Nico. And Daniel Ricciardo's out of the race here. A big retirement, one of the big boys, so we're going to gain another position. Ricciardo retires from the French Grand Prix. Let's try and put some distance between myself and Hulkenberg, but we're going to have a chance here of getting another position as we overtake Ricciardo's stricken Red Bull right there on the right hand side. Up next is Carlos Sainz, and in front of him is Pierre Gasly. P6 is definitely on the cards here today. I really have pushed the ERS to its limit. I think we're gonna pretty much max out after this sequence on the throttle. I'm gonna have to harvest some energy, which is going to be a problem. Hulkenberg is catching me. He's running pretty high ERS mode actually, from what it seems. Just keeping Hulkenberg in the battle along with some DRS. The fact I'm having to save ERS myself. It's all bunching up here. There's a Force India I can see just leading this sort of train that's starting to form.
Gap
So
to car in front is 2.3 seconds.
might be an opportunity here. We've managed to save a little bit of ERS. I'm going to use Rich Mix though for this one to try and stay ahead of Hulkenberg. It's going to be a struggle though. He is catching, but he's not close enough luckily, so I should be okay to defend this time round. It's definitely Renault versus Toro Rosso in this Grand Prix. Gasly having the exact same battle with Sainz just ahead of me here. My engine really don't sound great at the moment. I think the MGUH is on its it really is on its last legs now. I keep hearing that rattling sound, which I'll play in the background. I'll leave some audio so you guys can hear it now. Alright, Alonso's past Hulkenberg. That's bought me a little bit of time, and I'm not really under pressure here, so that might be my chance to try and chase after Carlos Sainz, hopefully.
Okay, gap ahead is 2.3 seconds.
You can see the MGUH 70% wearing out. It's starting to suffer a bit. It really is, and I hate the sound it's giving off. Right, we've got a Vettel in the pit lane. That's surprising. That's a late stop as well. So we're going to gain a position here. Very late move, but we're up into P7 now in this race. Gasly going for a move on the Force India, and I think he's done it, or if not, he's right behind him. So Gasly about to gain another position here. Hopefully, if they battle hard enough and Sainz gets in the mix, that will cost him a bit of time. We can really get into that scrap. Right, we've got a nice bit of battery saved up now, so I'm going to use it next lap. That's the plan. The chance to strike is now. Gasly, Sainz, and the Force India are battling. Gasly's now got ahead, but the chance to strike is going to be now. 2 laps to go. That's perfect timing, I think. Alright, things got interesting. I just realised Sebastian Vettel is right behind Fernando Alonso, and we're going on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Let's forget about Sainz. Let's try and secure this P7 because things just got very interesting.
This is your final lap of the race.
Jeff said it best, last lap of the Grand Prix. Sebastian's already all over the back of me here. Run the battery to max. Rich Mix engaged. Let's see what we got. Have we got anything left here to compete with the Ferrari? Look at that. Full beans, ultra softs on that red car, and he's bloody quick. Oh, dirty air really doing me no favours through there. That's annoying. Right then we're going to have to concede this position, I think. That's frustrating, especially because Gasly is going to get P4, I think. Right then, here we go into the final couple of corners. It's frustrating because that Force India also seemed to be in big trouble. Sainz also got past right at the end there. But final corner, to say we started P14, I'll take that. And we're not that far away from Gasly on track, considering the fact we got so badly out-qualified.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Right then, looking at the final race results, Kimi Raikkonen wins the French Grand Prix ahead of Valtteri Bottas, making it a finish 1-2, and both of the number 2 drivers, if you like, scoring the maximum points. Max Verstappen P3 after a very good recovery drive from P12. Pierre Gasly as well, shout out to my teammate, you have to tip your hat, he's done a good job. P5 on the grid, finished P4, fantastic one-stop strategy, beating Carlos Sainz and Esteban Ocon, and also Sebastian Vettel only P7 after starting from pole position. The 2-stop strategy ultimately not the way to go. We get P8 after starting from P14 on the grid on a one-stop strategy as well. Very happy with that race, and overall our race pace was good. Our fastest up was faster than Ocon, Sainz and Gasly, so we was pretty damn good. Also we beat Alonso and Hulkenberg to the points, and then then Magnussen and Lewis Hamilton P11, P12. Stoffel Vandoorne and Leclerc also missing out on the points. Further down the order, Ricciardo, the only man to retire from the Grand Prix. In terms of the standings, you can see we jump all the way into P7 and we are now best of the rest in the championship. Pierre Gasly also jumps up to 9th place, so we're looking very good here and we're looking on course to make ourselves the 4th best team in Formula 1, as currently Magnussen only splits myself and Gasly in a 4-point gap difference there. Ocon and Sainz also boost themselves up. There were some positive results, and in terms of the constructors, you can see we jump up into 4th place and we are officially best of the rest. So overall, the season's going very well so far and I cannot complain. This Toro Rosso is getting better and better to drive, and speaking of getting better, let's make this car even more faster and more aggressive as we put some more upgrades on the car for the next race in Austria, I believe.
Amazing performance out there. You must be really happy. Would you say that your rival is still on your level? You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? We all underestimated you, didn't we? Great! Well, that's everything.
Right then, so first of all, good news, we have beaten Lance Stroll in the rivalry, so we can now negotiate a new contract because we've built up enough of a reputation that the team are happy to give me some better demands. So I'm going to draw something up. You can see what my value is and where the contract currently stands, so let's see what we can do, and let's see if we can maybe persuade the team to give us something a little bit better. Right, I've gone for a pretty ballsy contract this time. Starting from the top, we've gone for a 15th place expected qualifying position, which is what we had before. So essentially that means getting into Q2. Then we have race position P12, because I seem to be able to get into the points pretty much every race. So I've gone conservative because there are those races where it might not go our way. So I'm going to say P12. I've asked for our first driver. For a change, we're going to try and go for that first driver switch. Team goals, I've kept them on easy because I don't want challenges to be hard. If that also involves practice programs, I don't want them to be any harder. So for me, easy is fine. I'm happy with that. Now, this is where it gets interesting, the perks. Race bonus, I've stuck with the 50%. This has been the real key for me in terms of accumulating so many R&D points after every single race. So we're going to keep it on 50. I don't want to go anymore. I'm happy with what I'm getting. Also because for the benefit of the series and also the team itself, I don't want to make it too easy to get to the top of the pile. In terms of the upgrade speed, though, I have requested an upgrade. We've gone from level 1, which is minor upgrade time, so reduced by 1 week, to major and minor time upgrades. So those hopefully should be reduced, and all sorts of upgrades. Then simultaneous development, I've gone for the maximum and limited upgrades per department. Essentially, I want to push this as much as we can and really get that development up. So in terms, finally, though, the pit stop efficiency, you can see we've gone from 10% to 20, a level up, and that is what I'm going to propose to the team. Hopefully it works. The slider is a bit glitched for some reason. It's not moving as I change things still, or maybe they'll patch that on day 1 when the game comes out. But for now, we're going to have to stick with it. Hopefully it's not too ballsy. Even if it is, we can renegotiate. We've got 3 attempts, so hopefully the team are happy with it. So with that being said, let's offer that contract.
We're asking for too much here. We need to make some compromises.
Alright, so fair enough. There we go, the slider's updated. So now I've got an idea of what I've put forward and what I can do. So, realistically speaking, in terms of simultaneous development, I can settle for 2 per department. That's what it was doing anyway, so I can settle for that. And in terms of the results, I'm going to give them... I'll give them P11. I'll give them just shy of the point. Actually, no, I'll give them 10th place. You know what? I want to go for it. Right, let's try again.
Our proposal has been accepted. The new contract will take effect from the next race weekend.
Right then, there we go. So, had to compromise. They want me to score points pretty much. That's the idea. So, I don't mind for that. That's pretty good in my opinion. And I'm happy with that cut and a pretty good deal for us there. The main one is going to be the upgrade speed. So, speaking of which, first of all, you can see after that race, our MGUH, 71%. We survived that race, which I'm very happy about. So, we are now going to switch to number 4, which is still pretty worn. Also, we're going to change out the turbocharger as well because they're getting pretty worn, these components now. So far, Honda reliability is going pretty well and I cannot complain. Now, in terms of the R&D tree, we do have a major engine upgrade on the way, but I can add to that and I can get 1 more. That is the one I'm going to look for, which is the energy recovery system, which is the ERS, which is going to be good news because it means it will help us out. However, I'm going to have a look at what the other options are. The first one, obviously, is this failed upgrade that we should have had for this race, which we are going to get straight away. That's going to arrive for the next race with no chance of failing whatsoever. I am going to buy that engine upgrade. I feel tempted. If we can get that, our power unit is going to jump straight up to the 5th best one behind Ferrari. So for me, that's a big upgrade and it's worth doing. So we're going to get that on the car. And we have 506 points left to spend. And I think it's only fair we improve on this reliability. So I'm going to say MGUH, which is the second most worn part we have. Actually, no, we don't have enough points for that. It's 550. Okay, never mind. So do I wait? What's the situation with the chassis side of things? Let's have a look. We could potentially get an upgrade for the next race. Rear floor under tray, and then distribution for weight distribution, weight reduction. I think I want to go for this one for weight reduction to have a bit more of a lighter car, and we'll get that on the car for the next race. Fingers crossed nothing goes wrong. But overall, another triple upgrade. It's looking very good. You can see right now what we have in the works. And if all of this comes to the car, it should be just in between Haas and Renault from what I can tell on the screen. So we're making brilliant progress so far. And it's all going really well. But obviously we're going to start delving into those more expensive upgrades. So things are going to get very, very interesting very soon. In terms of the progress history, you can see Toro Rosso and Force India, especially us, but Force India as well, really boosting ourselves and really catching up to that midfield three of Renault, Haas and McLaren and really closing that gap there. But you can still see a long way to go to Red Bull, Ferrari and Mercedes. But all in all, guys, enough ranting and raving. Those are the upgrades. We're looking good. The car's coming along nicely and I cannot wait. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode of Career Mode. If you have, drop a like on the video. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 content. Turn on notifications to not miss a single upload from me. And also, finally, check out these 2 videos on screen right now from past Career Mode episodes if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next episode very soon. Goodbye.